Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how you all doing? This is Khan Ulrich,
And I'm Rangru, hello, hello, hello.
and we're bringing you guys some Steel Division Normandy 44. It's 1v1 today on Command L'Avance, and I'm gonna turn over to Rang to see who we got playing. Who do we got, Rang?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, playing as Blue 4, we have TheRev as the 15th Scottish Infantry Division. And on the right-hand side, playing as the Rintown 996, we have Thomas Spiller, yeah.
Either way, it works for me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we don't often see the Windhund division on here, so
Nope.
what can we really expect from the Windhund?
Rintown is the aggressive A-phase German tank division. They have Panzer IIIs. You see, you got a Mortar 3 right off the bat, which is a pretty lovely tank destroyer. Very aggressive early on, and they have some very highly vetted infantry, but you can only get up to 4 Panzer Grenadiers in A-phase, which is not a lot, but they are 2-star veterancy.
And what about infantry overall? They make it sound like they're all tank, all killer, no filler.
The infantry is good. It's just very low in numbers for the Rintown, so keeping those Panzer Grenadiers alive is just as important as keeping on the Rave alive in a French deck.
Gotcha, I see. So, a quick kind of administrative announcement. We had hoped to actually be running a tournament. We're recording this on Saturday. We had hoped to run a tournament today. Unfortunately, that has not happened. But folks, please stay tuned for a league coming up actually at the end of August, beginning of September, I want to
Mm-hmm.
say. If I remember to put the link in my description for this site, I'll remember to do so. But you know what? Let's focus on the game for today. So
Okay,
over on the left-hand side, of course.
we got the Scots, very
Exactly.
popular deck. We've been seeing these guys an awful lot in most of the replays we've been casting.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are going to see down to the southern side, we have the AVRE, that kind of crazy Death Star tank.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it does look like they're going for a rather, I'm going to say static opening. If you think about it, check what they've got. They got a bunch of machine guns and a couple of AT guns.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's just gonna set up in that southern forest, set up defensive positions and hold that, and maybe try to attack up top a little bit. Yeah, he doesn't have too much either. Yeah, he is pretty defensive. Also thinking about it too, if he is fighting against Rintown, you want to set up for an early Panzer push that they could be bringing out.
That's true. I'm taking a look right now. So the Martyr 3, again, the Martyr
Mm-hmm.
3, basically a self-propelled anti-tank gun, and it's got
Yep.
paper for armor.
Yep, but it does have the range advantage, 1.2 kilometers. The Scots don't really get anything to B or C phase, yet can hit it at that distance. Looking up top, there's quite a few open ground engagement areas for it to really take advantage of its range.
And yeah, I guess what I'm really kind of curious is to see is that if you look in the middle of the map, you have this
Hmm.
the southern forest, of course, and just above they get two stands of trees with this nice opening in the middle. Almost looks like it's perfect for gun emplacement.
Yep.
Are we going to expect to see the Scots making a defensive position there, do you think?
Yeah, probably all the way around the middle, entire middle forest area, always very popular for the defensive location. Just you just get a lot of forest real estate to put AT guns, mortars, machine guns, command teams, whatever you want, without them being too obvious in position to get counter batteried.
And what I'm noticing right now, and I'm sure you've seen this by yourself, is that looking at the incredible difference in just in numbers disparity, and
Yeah.
I guess that's definitely attributable to kind of the opening decks for both sides.
Hmm.
But do you see this is going to be a problem?
Uh,
Oh my God, look at that breakout.
yeah,
It,
that's
it,
a
it
lot
is
of infantry for Scots, and maybe
very defensive, though, I would say
yeah.
still.
I'm just looking at the Pathfinder for Scots, and they're sending all their guys, all the infantry, into that middle forest, and a little bit up top. And for the Rintown, it's a bit more even. Yeah, I feel like Mr. Thomas Spiller might try to make a push through the far southern flank and go around, yeah.
What I am curious to see is, first of all, there's an
Hmm.
anti-tank gun coming up from the south, and it's kind of getting a very conservative disposition to look out
Oh,
towards the
yeah.
left flank.
Very conservative. I would put it in that Elstate forest just below, but
Exactly.
I guess he
Exactly.
wants to be
At the
safe than
very
sorry.
least, even perhaps more so, I would actually probably even use that orchard to the northeast of where it is now.
Exactly. And I'm just thinking for Thomas Spiller, he's going to have a real tough time fighting in that forest if he so chooses so. Not just because he only has only 4 Panzer Grenadiers and they're all CQC infantry, but the bloody rifles on the 15th Scotch have 2 SMGs compared to the Panzer Gren's run, so they would just get outshot either way. So really it's just going to come down to his open ground engagements for Thomas to take the victory in this early stages of the match.
Yeah, I'm almost despondent that the Germans were not able to catch some of those Bedfords out in as they were kind of maneuvering
Hmm.
through. We might see it happen a couple of times to these trucks in the Southern Arterial. That pack might be able to get something there, but we already have a death actually. One of the command carriers going on out.
Yep. Going to be unloading, forcing the Vickers gun to unload. Now they're getting shot on that 6-pounder gun. As you see, at mortar free, at long range, a rather potent piece of kit.
The 6 pounder you're talking about the one in the Northern Forest,
Yep,
or
the one in Northern Forest.
aha, aha.
The 2-star one.
Already though, what are you going to give the kind of advantage to in this one? I mean, the half tracks are very, very light, but can they stand up to all this extra infantry, all this anti-tank?
The only real problem are the 6-pounders. The infantry don't have really anti-tank weaponry, only really Piat Squad and rifle leaders. So if he can take advantage of this open ground, move through, use machine guns, use half tracks, maybe get 1 or 2 Grenadier squads to help clear the Ray, he should have a pretty good time. And even the Spar Troopers, they do have that machine gun, which funnily enough, I believe, does do more DPS than the rifles MG. So
I
that
think you're right.
yeah, that 4-man recon squad at long range were able to put out more damage than the rifles, and the half track supporting.
Oh wow.
Should do a good job. It's really just about that open ground engagement you have for Thomas.
Well, the Scots are sitting in tons and tons of infantry. They've already lost 2 squads already, and they're trying to move in on these half tracks now. Going to the edge of the forest and just kind of hanging there.
Yeah, they can't really do anything
Exactly.
against the half tracks. It doesn't even have a rifle leader nearby, which is rather surprising because you'd want to at least have running that forest vet up or infantry.
And we are seeing exactly open entirely as you anticipated. So the Germans are just kind of moving forward, almost implacably,
Yeah.
keeping at range against those 6 pounders. But other than that, they're just crushing the infantry wherever they are.
Just the infantry in 15 Scots are good, but only really against other infantry in large numbers. With no fire support, especially in its northern side, it's just an absolute meat grinder.
What I am a little bit concerned about for the German position, though, is that the Death Star tank is moving into the position.
Oh yeah. And
is it getting ready to fire? Not yet.
not
Okay.
yet. Yeah, that Pack 38 will have a hell of a time penetrating the Avra, so maybe a Panzer III at Mortar comes down south, or just another anti-tank weaponry, because that Avra is Thomas's worst threat at the moment.
And actually, as it is, he's giving ground in front of them. It is 53 to 47. That early infantry, I'm not going to say rush per se, but that very heavily weighted Scotch push is giving them a slight territorial advantage here.
I'd also want to say left-hand side in this map, you do have a slight map advantage because you can get into that big forest first. And as you can see, the 6-pounders and machine guns, they're just holding that forest, but they got the ground in front of him too, and they can easily secure that ground and really stopping any push going in through the middle.
If you want to look at the top real quick, we are going to see, I'm not sure, maybe the Scotch are going to lose their entire northern flank. All that infantry is getting suppressed or just pinned down like crazy.
The SMG-42s are just going absolutely ham at long range. There's nothing he can do. He doesn't have a tank up here. A honey Stuart would be lovely.
Well, funny you should mention that because he's bringing one in right now in that arterial.
Because, Stuart, fantastic fire support, 3 machine guns. It can fight the mortar if it gets close.
One thing I'm a little bit concerned about that, though, is that the Pack 38 still has a fairly good position looking down that road, and actually a second Honey Stewart being called on in.
Yep. I do want to note the mortar did actually reposition, which is... I don't really see it all too often, people completely repositioning tanks through a complete different sector.
Well, the half-tracks are cutting off the northern flank. They are coming under fire from that Stewart. But the Germans have just completely slaughtered this northern section here. I'm actually kind of terrified for the Scotch.
Yeah, the half-tracks are now kind of running into that Honey Stewart rule, and they're going to need... If that mortar frees up here, it'd be pretty useful for dealing with the Honey Stewart. But for now, he's going to have to try and hide his half-tracks away from the Stewart's line of sight.
Well, and that Mortar 3 is putting fire down on top of the AVRE. He's gotten about 60 or 70% kind of stress, which is great news for him, honestly.
Yeah. He's going to have to get a little bit closer to penetrate, but just being able to stress it for now would definitely help out.
I don't know, the 13 to 15, we're almost getting into range, I would think.
Yep, I believe once you
800, he's inside 800 meters.
Oh yeah, he can pen now. Still a little bit tough, but the kill is possible.
Yes, and honestly, if that happens, I don't even know what'll happen for the Scotch. It'll be
Yeah.
completely crushed, I would think, in the early phases here.
And there's also the Panzer III coming in. I'm guessing the Panzer III is just going to try and rush up and get the kill. Try to
And
get
this is
in
exactly what I was going
close.
to comment about, yeah. But the
Oh,
northern side, I think the Germans might lose ground here. They are trying to go and get this last couple of squads of infantry to get captured or just somehow just taken on out.
mm-hmm.
But I think they've overstayed their welcome. The half tracks are losing their tracks, making them more just halves, and they have secured a little bit of a surrender. But we're already starting to see some losses build up here.
Yeah, if you see that 6-pounder just below that northern flank, it's got some very good side shots onto his half tracks, and it's quite the same because if he didn't row, he needed to maneuver the mortar free down south to help with the tank push. But if he kept it up here, he could have used it to keep off his honey stretch off his
Actually, I want to
half
check out
tracks.
something really funny. Look at that 6-pounder in the south. Check out that field of fire there. I'm a little bit concerned about Rev's placement on that one.
Oh, yeah, I see what you. Oh, yeah, one by a town. Yeah, that is a bit silly. That is.
A little bit strange.
You can maybe get like a
Oof!
crazy. Oh, oh
I'm
wow.
sorry, you heard the oomph for a
Yeah.
reason there. That AVRE is gone, folks. And wow, actually, I've just seen something that I've never seen before. That P3 bounced around that just went another like 200 meters. I've never seen that happen.
Huh. They're pretty lucky. But
That's
six.
just,
Go ahead. Sorry.
oh no, I was just gonna say it's just nice to see the detail on that. That's
Mhm.
just a bit of a fascinating thing I've never noticed before.
Oh yeah, that's the bounce effect is new the update.
So we did just see a half track go on down in the northern side. Oh my gosh, this is close quarters combat at its best. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, those rifles getting close and in close. Well, never mind. It's gonna get completely shreked up because those Panda Grenadiers.
Well, I was going to say we are going to see at least a couple of vehicles going down, command carriers and the like, but I still would have to give the advantage, I would say, to these Panzer Grenadiers in this close fight. It's really just the tanks that might be able to push them back.
Those Honey Stritch, there's two of them together, and those Panda Grens are gonna be forced to retreat now. And in the open ground, they're not gonna do too well against Honeys.
That's
Ugh.
true, but the Honeys are trying to move across this open field. Actually, you can see, check out the movement orders for them. That pack is resighting itself, and it's going to be at a great position to hit both of them, actually.
Yeah, and it's gonna be rather close range too, so it's definitely gonna get good penetration.
I have to say, I like the way this map is actually opened up. Usually we see a lot of static play because of Command L'Avant. It's very kind of like, okay, we got to watch out for the forests, but there is nothing calm about this one, my friends.
Now both, well, really, Thomas is trying to prod up top, trying to prod down south, making some ground, yeah. Having a little bit of difficulties, but he's giving the Rev a bit of run for his money.
Well, and what's more, ooh, crew kill. There's one Honey Steer, and actually we have, well, one Panzer III was moving forward, and now it just got completely
Yeah, it's got trapped.
that 6-pounder, it looks like. And I think that's going to be a dead P3.
Yep.
Oh, there's that
Wow.
bounce again. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, it's the bounce. Our bounce effect is awesome with the new update.
It's just, honestly, it's just a nice little beautiful graphic touch there. Okay, we are going to see Phase B coming up in about 15 seconds here. What should we expect?
Ringtown can start getting some proper tanks in Phase B, and most importantly, some more infantry to rebuff the infantry line, because I think Thomas has used up all his Panzer Grenadiers at the moment. Some artillery, and yeah, nothing really too crazy. Scots, as usual, lots of infantry, more anti-tank artillery. Really just rather basic stuff. You know, the Rev will be having the point advantage by quite a bit now.
Now, help me out. I think we've just had the Martyr 3 went down, but for the life of me, I can't find where that poor corpse of it is. Yep, we lost the Martyr 3 somewhere.
Maybe it's a little bit closer? Yeah, I can't find either, jeez. Maybe, wait, is it a mortar 3 up north? I think it just
yes,
it just
that is. I'm
moved up.
sorry, you're absolutely right. That is
Yeah,
the Martyr 3.
he just repositioned it up north again. That's some
Kinda
really good
fantastic.
movement.
Yeah, you never see this.
No.
So, wow, I have to really give Thomas or Tomas a lot of credit here.
Yeah, I fall into the same trap too. You know, I send a tank down south. By God, it's staying in the southern sector for the rest of the map.
Exactly.
But being able to reposition, it's very useful mortar 3 all over. Now to try and plug up his northern side will definitely help out, because that's a lot of stuff, yeah, from the Scots. Good
I was
God.
just saying, the Scotch are just pouring human wave tactics. 8 squads of infantry coming on in.
Yeah, yeah.
That is not cheap at all, my friends.
Nah, not too cheap exactly. But really, it's that Honey Stewart. If he can kill out Honey Stewart, then he can bring up his Panda Freeze to clear up the infantry. Because in an open ground engagement, those Brits or Scots will not have a good time.
Are you sure about that? Because we still have the Tripolston right there, and that thing does pen 7 armor.
No, that's a Honey Stewart next to
Oh my gosh,
the.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was looking at it, I was like, that's so strange. I was like, look at the unit card, I'm like 12 HE,
It
but
does. It can stun up stuff, which is pretty useful. But yeah, we got 2 Honey Stewart shows on the main problem. Yeah, we got the 6-pounder still down south. I still think it might be better for Thomas to just try to break through on the southern section of the map because it is much more open. And once you can break through that choke point down south, just look at all that ground. All
that's
that
true.
open ground for pack guns and mortar frees to have a damn good time. And it's much less defended at the moment.
Actually, you know what's fantastic? It depends if we're coming on in.
Oh, here we go. We're going to rev some pounders in a minute, buddy.
I'm looking forward to that 1600-meter range. That's gonna be glorious.
22 HE, the sound.
the the sound, the fury, the
sound.
doom, the strang. Anyway, so no phase B. So what are we looking at right now for tickets? Like 422 to 167. The Allies holding a slight territory advantage. And we see an Opel Blitz truck practically gift itself, but no, Panther 3 is going to be able to get shots in that Stewart. Nope, never mind.
Nope.
I thought he was going to take a shot at that Stewart, and I thought to myself, it's going to be whoever can shoot first. But definitely wrong on that one.
Now the Scots have really bundled up infantry up north. If that mortar was to hit that big blob, he could get some damn good kills, but instead he's just going to, using the smoke to block the Honey Stewart's line of fire.
Well, looking at it right now, he doesn't have to worry too much about the kills. As long as he can suppress those guys, he might even be able to rush on forwards and take them on out. And it seems like he's got these, assault pioneers all over the place.
Yeah.
But this half-track moving up in close support, and there's the mortar rounds coming in.
There you go. And there's the pin down on the entire platoon, I could really say. And assault pioneers probably not the best choice in this northern hand sector, because they are close range infantry, rifles or Bren groups, who have definitely helped out quite a bit, but they're getting chased down now by
yeah, but I think he's just a couple of steps too slow, and there still is that rifle leader that's right there too.
Yep. Oh,
and that half track showed its heels, and Honey makes him pay for it. Aye.
Yeah, it's just gonna be able to hold onto his northern sector for a little bit longer. If he can get his panda grenadier through that forest, he could actually get a good Panzerfaust on the Honey.
And I think it looks like that's exactly what he's doing. So, yeah, he's moving rather aggressively in here, and I don't think the Honey Stewart can't see Jack either. So,
nope. We do have that Churchill being brought up north, and that's going to be another brick wall to deal with. And the problem with Thomas is that in B phase, unlike other, compared to Panzerlayer or Trophy S, he doesn't have Panthers or Tigers to really help out. So a 15 armor Churchill is a pain in the butt until he gets into C, where he can start getting some Panthers.
Sounds about right. Yeah. And that Churchill is already starting to come in and put fire. But the Peagrams have been able to at least disable more or less that Honey.
Yep, they're gonna get a second shot, are they?
I think just barely. Yep, there they go.
Yeah, they go.
That's
Very lucky. Very good hit.
And they're going to pay for it now, but, for the moment, that was a pretty solid hit.
Yep. And we got another Churchill from Rev, this time a Mark 6. Not as good, not as heavily armored, but still another tank. And, yeah, Thomas, he only has that Panda 3, or 2 Panda 3s, one tracked and a Mortar 3 up top, but he can't get a Mortar into a good position to start getting shots into the Rev's tank force.
Now, I do want to comment, down the south, we did have a couple of Pioneer squads moving on in, and rather abortive attack, unfortunately. They came forward with grenades, and those rifles sent them packing.
Yeah, so Pioneers too. It's just going to be a very bloody fight, yeah, for Thomas in the forest.
Oh, well, you're right. You're absolutely right. Those are assault Pioneers. I was in the TNT, I saw like a little mushroom cloud. I was confused for a second there. And wait, the crew's been killed on the Churchill.
Oh, wow. Up north or down south?
Yeah. Wait, now he's back in. That was really... Okay, it said crew killed. I could have sworn it said crew killed. Maybe it was like command carrier behind it?
Yeah, it might have been the command carrier.
Listen, that would have been so
no,
impressive.
It's Honey Stewart. If you
Honey Stewart. Oh, yeah, that's right. The second one was right in the area, correct. I was stunned. I was like, how did that happen?
The magical pen.
You know what? Weirder things have happened.
Yeah, they have. The Panzer Frio is going to be forced to retreat. Can't exactly fight head-on engagements with the
Uh,
Churchill, yo.
Panzerwaffe is aiming for that forest. P3 does
Hmm.
go down, but we actually have a Jagdpanzer coming on in as well.
Oh, yeah, we go. Jagdpanzer. Perfect choice.
Indeed, indeed. That 14 armor is going to be able to stand up to
Hmm.
most anything that the Brits have, the Scots have at this particular moment.
Yep.
And that Panzerwaffe is shelling the forest, and the Ents aren't going to be too happy, but I think those Germans might be if they charge in after this attack.
Yeah, the Panzergrenadiers definitely want to try to move in now. They don't know the best at CQC, but with all the infantry being stunned up, now would be the time to try and clear it out.
So it is definitely one of those games of quality over quantity here. At least
Hmm.
that's what it does look like.
Yeah, yes, I could definitely attest to that. Rintown really, if you just look at numbers on the map, Rintown is much less sparsely populated compared to the Scotch. Very thick defense line.
No, what I'm surprised we haven't seen yet is I'm surprised we have not actually. Oh wait, now the Panzerwaffe barrage in the south. I didn't even see that one come on out. He's also looking for the forests,
Hmm.
and he might be able to push them back. He's taking out 2 squads already, and there's that first air power I was looking for. Surprised we hadn't seen any yet.
There you go. Just a heavy bomber Spitfire knocking out the Panzergrens. And even on the Panzerwaffe, did a good job killing most of everything in that forest. There's nothing really on Thomas's side to take advantage and actually push through the forest. Because now would be the time to get some pioneers and yeah, try to clear it out and open that middle sector.
And that's a comment I just wanted to make real quick too for newer players out there. If you're going to use artillery, there's 2 reasons to use it:
Hmm.
prevent your opponent from being someplace, or to open an area for your own guys. Always have to have that backup.
Yeah. This game is very much about suppression damage, and if you're going to artillery somewhere, make sure that you're using it to, like you said, stop a push, or have something nearby to take advantage, because once you batter the enemy into the ground with a good arty strike, that's the perfect time to attack, 90% of the time.
Exactly. Exactly. So we have Phase C coming up on us in what, about 90 seconds or so here.
Yep.
We are going to see up on the northern side. I'd be very, very surprised to see the Germans push through here.
Yeah.
Even though they have the mortar half track and that Panzerwaffe,
I
I
think
don't know if they're going to be able to rupture that line.
I think for the northern side too, the Rev has really good positioning because he can set up all his Churchills in very close range choke points. So the Panzer, the mortar free, can't take advantage of its range advantage, and so Thomas has to bring his units closer where the Churchills have better superiority. I'm thinking this southern sector is the best place for Thomas to really try to make a final push in these 20 minutes.
I think you're right on that one, though we are going to see the Jagdpanzer is being rather fearless. He can
Oh
see
yeah.
that Churchill now. And they're going to ping rounds back and forth. I'm just going to watch in the north here because I feel like this is going to be a make or break kind of second for
Hmm.
Thomas.
Yeah, they're both going to have a very hard time penetrating each other. Well, actually, yeah, Panzer can actually kill the Churchill number.
I was going to make that
Yeah,
comment. Yeah, I was
yeah,
like,
I
he's
thought it was
well
the other
inside that
Churchill.
1,000 meters,
I never
1,200.
really see, I never really see Churchill Mark Sixes being used. Everyone usually just sticks to the Command Churchills or Crocodiles, but the Mark Six, even though it isn't the best in armor, is still pretty decent. It's just a slow Sherman
Very true. Very
with
true.
less machine guns.
And actually doesn't have about as good as armor, I would say, even perhaps even better.
Compared to some, it's about the
I
same
mean, we're
for
not talking
most
about the jumbo,
Shermans.
obviously, but
Yeah, yeah, it's roughly the same as most Shermans. It depends which variety of Sherman you so desire.
of course, I'm just talking about the vanilla no frills idea here.
Yeah.
Panzer throwing off the rest of its rockets and pinning down a bunch of that infantry,
Hmm.
covering the retreat of his own Pigrens.
Very good.
But that is Phase C coming on in now. So, of course, like you said, we could see some really, really dangerous material coming out for the Scots. Now, the
Hmm.
Vindhund, are they going to...
The Rintown does have those Panthers, which will be a very useful heavy tank to have, as they can effectively fight the Churchills. As you saw the run up north, got
I was
blown
going to say,
up.
that just also just collapse, let's say, in a little bit
Mhm.
of flame and fire.
But yeah, it's pretty even from here on out from Phase C. Both sides have pretty good units. And that's the one thing I really like about Rintown. And I'd say Rintown is one of the best German tank decks because they're very good in A phase. They're not as great in B, but in C phase you got Panthers. You don't get King Tigers or anything really too fancy, but all you really need are Panthers. Yeah, your workhorse unit. Everything else is really just added flavour,
And
I'd
that's
say.
exactly the comment I was going to make in support of that, that it's not a very, very kind of Flashy deck,
No,
but it's just a solid deck.
it's a solid deck indeed. Yeah, you got the TheRev that does the job, the Panzergrens do their job. Nothing crazy, but you don't really need crazy to win matches. You don't need King Tigers to win matches.
Churchills are putting tons of fire over in the north onto a couple of infantry squads. Actually, two Churchills, one on top of each other. Ooh, Blamp and Opal Blitz as well.
Feel very close to one another, jeez.
Now, actually, we haven't even talked about this. What does the Windhund have for air power? We saw an ME-109 coming out for interdiction, but didn't really do a whole lot. What can we expect from them from the air?
Not a lot, honestly. Really, if I was Rintown, I'd take as many fighters as I can. He has one ME-109 2-star fighter, and he probably has a few others. It's not exactly a deck where I'd be using it to bring up bomber planes or whatnot. It's really, you want to use your plane slots for anti-air supremacy.
Now, this Jagdpanzer is going to come up against both of these Churchills here, and the Churchills realize the enemy within.
Yep.
And I'm a little bit concerned right now. Actually, I don't even know who's going to win this particular duel.
If he can kill up Churchill Mark 6, I'd definitely help out.
That's true, but looks like the Command Churchill's going to put himself in the way and allow a lot of those rounds to start bouncing like crazy.
Damn, that bounce effect is so good.
It's so much fun to watch, I have to say. Honestly, it's just as gorgeous. See, if you look at the mini-map, you'll see as well, we see another big push coming out of the southern side. Tons and tons of more infantry.
That is a lot of infantry. I guess he's trying to shore up his forest defences once again because Panda Grenadiers have managed to penetrate it. But it's only really one squad of Pioneers. If all these rifles come in, yeah, they're pretty much buggered.
True. True. Although we have that the Panzerwaffe is still down in the south, and that guy still has rounds. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he can hit that forest.
Yep, he's gonna need to hit it soon because those rifles are getting in close.
That is accurate indeed. Jagdpanzer playing, he's playing right next to that edge of the map here, and now, oh no, he's showing his heels. So smoke rounds coming on out from the mortar just to protect.
Yeah, very good use of smoke. I love seeing people use smoke effectively like that. It's so useful. Smoke grenade, not smoke. It's smoke grenades too, but there's so many ways you can use smoke ammunition in this game. That's extremely useful, and that's just one of the ways.
That's a sign definitely of a good play. A Panzerwaffe is going to start unloading on the south. Where's he going? He's looking for that near forest, it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, so not doing a whole lot of work there, but off their attackers. Causing a surrender on one of them already, which is kind of shocking for me. But there's so much more infantry pouring on in. Jeez, was that 4, 8, 9 squads?
Yep, all those rifles and the cheapest chips. You can get a lot of them as Scots, and especially in C phase, where I believe you get one card of ×9 rifles. So, gee, is he just bringing in more rifles? Holy moly!
And you know what? What do you do against the human wave tactics with this?
Well, the thing is that the Rev can capture that forest, and he pretty much is going to have that secured. But he can't really do anything else apart from that. Once he captures it, he can't use those rifles to attack the open ground effectively. I hope not, because what do you do?
That's an excellent question. But these pioneers are coming on in to try to save their surrounded brethren, but it's not going to happen. Instead, valorously in the forests.
And just fighting over that forest is not going to work for Alpha Thomas, just because of the human rave tactics. And it's too bad he can't really make anything happen down south, because all these rifles are exposed in the open. There's only a Churchill Mark 6 here. If there was, Panther, Panzer Force, something, that would really help out here.
Actually, one thing, I'm this is a pie in the sky dream for him, but I kind of wish that Tomas hadn't been able to see these waves moving forward. Because at that point, I'd be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go and toss out a Panzerwaffe barrage on the arterial. I'm going to toss it out on the road.
Yeah, get some fire support units, because he really needs just a tank down south, because if the Churchills and all these rifles, they're just going to start moving on through. I can't believe how many guys he's had saved up. I'm still flabbergasted. This is
a ton of infantry.
That must be at least 150 dudes.
Yes. Yes, actually, enough for 2 real-world companies. Panther G is on the map, and that guy is moving kind of ponderously to the northern side to support this Jagdpanzer against all 3 of these Churchills.
Yeah, Thomas is really dead set on trying to take out northern sector, but like I said before, those Churchills are in such a good position because they can fight in that close range engagement.
Perhaps shockingly, it is 46 to 54. The Germans are ahead in tickets by almost
Oh yeah,
200 as we speak.
I think
But
that northern
yes,
side definitely helped him capture a little bit, and also securing the forest for now is giving him that point advantage.
well, shockingly enough, if you zoom out far enough, that there are portions of the forest that just kind of go bare. And I don't think there's any kind of provision made for that. But
Mhm.
as you just keep seeing, more squads get thrown into the meat grinder, more squads just keep getting taken on out.
Yeah.
Kind of a shame.
I mean, the MG42 is getting some good suppressing hits on the rifles, but there's another 4 to 5 rifle squads and a Churchill coming in behind. And the
True.
pack gun, no, the pack gun can actually kill the Churchill. It's going to have to wait for it to get a little bit closer, of course, but that's definitely a possibility.
Well, we've seen the Panzer down to the south actually getting reloaded, so he's going to try to put more rounds back out at the
Yeah.
wave as they're coming on in. But in the northern side, weapon damage on one of the Churchills, Panther G getting into action
Yeah.
immediately.
And that Panther's definitely going to be able to deal with those Churchills easy peasy like.
And Focke-Wulf actually making a gun run. So here's a bomb coming on out and blowing apart one squad. Not doing a ton of damage per se, but a
Nope.
little bit.
Oh, Spitfire going to be dropping bombs on the Panther.
He's
Will that
already
be
taken on
enough?
one of the Churchills too, so I can't be too upset about it.
There you go. Forced it to retreat.
But you know what? That's still weapon damage on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
Yes, the
yeah.
command Churchill has no weapons that are working.
No, I mean, it's only at Churchill Mark 6, so really it's only one Churchill left.
True. True. Now, there are still down two on the southern side, and I'm wondering about this Panzerwaffe if it's going to be able to successfully engage all this infantry coming in. And I even noticed there's a Jagdpanzer down to the south as well.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So
Go,
yes.
go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, no, of course, of course. So, down the south, so that'd be able to put some good fire out in this church. Might be able to push that back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, just maybe, that could reverse the momentum.
I could definitely do so. The Jagdpanzer can kill the Churchill Mark 6, and with all the rifles now pinned down, the MG42's doing their thing. If he gets some more fire support, I think he can make a breakthrough down south. I'm also reaching... he has this mortar free in the middle, and now it's in a good position because the rifles are now moving up. But earlier, if he had this in the southern sector again to try to stop his show before it really got too out of hand, he could have maybe deterred him from moving so far up. Because that mortar free hasn't really been doing much, except for now, for his past 10 minutes or so.
That is true. Now, for you, do you like the fact that the Rev hasn't really pushed to take out this broken Panzer III? That thing's been there since almost like the 6th or 7th minute of this game.
Yeah, it's just... That's rather funny how it's still alive. I'm guessing he's really more focused in his far northern section, so they're setting 6-pounders, kind of along small, like, little patches of forest just left of the town, yeah. But that's... Yeah, it's
Kind of
pretty
a
amazing how the Panzer III is still alive.
I do have to also note as well, Command Churchill, broken tracks, he's got no weapons, that guy's completely toothless, he's not going to do anything, he's just a hit point soak at this point.
Yeah, he's completely bugged. The Panther G needs to move up and try to get the finishing blow, yeah, but really the Rev's now coming in quite a few planes. Those heavy bomber Spitfires are getting some good hits, and oh,
Luckily enough, he just barely misses taking out that Panzerwaffe.
yeah, fails to kill the Panzerwaffe, yeah, but I'm thinking for Thomas needs to start getting some AA, because these planes have been coming in quite hard. He did lose a Messerschmitt earlier on, which is not good at all. If he had maybe an AA piece, he could have deterred it. And also now in the new patch con, anti-aircraft weaponry, especially smaller calibers, are much more effective. So flak Verkelins, 20mm singles, you do actually have a good chance of killing planes now.
And that's actually what I was going to make a comment on as well, but I was a little bit more concerned about the fact that, that infantry that we said was not going to be able to take ground in the south for the Scots?
Oh, they're taking ground.
Holy God, are they? Yeah, exactly. Focke-Wulf coming on in to throw down a bomb here, that 250-kilogram business, but I don't know how well that might do.
Yeah. They get some good hits here. They are managing to take ground, but they're just meat sponges. They're not going to be able to really kill anything, and it's just taking the Jagdpanzers and the half-tracks a slow time to slowly whittle him down.
Yeah, but all that he needs. He's down a few hundred tickets at the moment. Panzerwaffe firing up in the north, by the way. That Churchill command tank is dead, and the Jagdpanzer and Panther moving up because of it. And I think we are approaching the breaking point for the Rev's men.
Yeah, only the Churchills really left, yeah. I mean, he's used up a lot of rifles, and losing all the rifles down south, I'd have to say, is a little bit raceful.
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
can you do otherwise? I mean, he does have... Ooh, Jagdpanzer
Oh,
goes down. Churchill makes a beautiful long-distance shot.
was that a side shot?
It
No.
must have been. No, it couldn't have been. If it was only
No,
barely.
no, 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 it wasn't. But, wow. Yeah, that's a good kill on the Jagdpanzer. And I'm also quite surprised. The ref hasn't really brought out any heavy anti... Okay, now he brought up a 17-pounder. There we go. Because he hasn't brought
Okay.
up a Challenger, 17-pounders at all. And having a 17-pounder in that middle forest, or that more northern forest area, would have helped out a lot. Because it does have the extra range compared to the 6-pounders. And he's really going to need it now, because that Panther's breaking through.
Never mind.
Never mind. And that's what I mean. Yeah, power from Rev, the bombing runs are forcing that Panther to really not getting anywhere too close. And Thomas, he hasn't brought up a single AA unit this entire match, and by God, he needs it.
He's bringing tons and tons of recon, so it seems like he's run out of infantry.
Yep, that's
And the
the Ringtown
Flammpanzer,
Ray.
he is looking to really, really roast the Scots here up on the northern side. And honestly, there's not enough AT to defend that. So,
No,
but you know what there isn't also?
a
There's no more
Panther.
Panther. That
Though,
17-pounder fired one round and took him out.
yep, 2-star 17-pounder for you now. Jagdpanzer, completely tracks broken, hardly any ammo. He's probably going to be the one to go down next. So, very good kill here from the Rev, because that Panther's really Thomas's mainstay for attacking up north.
And that's true. He is outsupplied as we speak. Yeah. There goes the Jagdpanzer.
Yeah. But I'm thinking just both sides are really hurting for units now. As you see, the Rev here hardly has anything in the middle, which will probably be the best place for Thomas to make a breakthrough now.
Well, and we were talking about how much infantry was out on the map, and actually look at the number of units right now. It actually might be the Windhund in an advantage here.
Yeah, they do. I mean, the Rev just doesn't have anything. He's not really bringing up anything at the moment. We're seeing another 30 seconds when he gets his supply tick, but I'm thinking Thomas will be able to make a very nice breakthrough through his middle sector, because it's just completely open, and that's a lot of easy ground and a lot of easy points.
Well, even more so, look at the northern side. We now have 4 squads pinned down. There's no leader in there.
Nope.
If there was any kind of charge, there we go. Finally seeing a little bit of an engagement coming on up. 234 could have been able to force some surrenders, but just a couple steps too slow.
And there we go, the breakthrough in the middle. Just look at all that ground being painted red.
That is beautiful, honestly. Crocodile's coming on out, though, so that's not going to last too long.
That's not going to last too long, but that's going to give Thomas just enough points to take the lead. And it's only 5 minutes left. It's still very close. This is anybody's game still.
True, true. And actually, right now, he just hit +2, so 58-42. 234 goes down the northern side, that 17-pounder. It's just going to reap a bloody murder. There goes another one.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
And there goes the Flammpanzer.
Oh, no, the Flammpanzer. That's my favourite unit. Well, second favourite unit.
After what?
Jumbo.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to beat 2 against the Jumbos, isn't it?
Yeah,
Even I have to acknowledge the Jumbos are pretty freaking insane.
Yeah, I love the Jumbo. But I also love Flammenpanzer, but too bad I didn't really get to see it do any Flammen.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is in German, too. The to Flammen.
Yeah, to
use
Flammen.
flame.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem is that these Churchills kind of in a salient down south, and they could probably make a breakthrough. There's no real anti-tank. Oh, Panzerwerfer goes down. It can't really make... Well, it can't really defend against these Churchills at the moment, but I think gaining that ground in middle compared to losing that little bit down south is definitely worthwhile in terms of map superiority.
Well, and like you were saying, the Scots don't have much left in terms of units. They're bringing in a bunch of, I would say, support and anti-air, which means, in my mind, they are tapped for infantry.
Yeah, they're completely out. And yeah, suicidal Southern Assault was pretty dumb, to be honest, because that was all meat and potatoes for the Southern defense, and they didn't really manage to get that much ground. They all got killed because there's no fire support, and now because of that, Thomas has completely captured middle with hardly any anything to really stop him.
Well, we do see infantry up on the northern side trying to take out the 17-pounder, but they're pinned instead, and I expect we're going to see some surrenders pretty soon. But regardless, 61-40, excuse me, 59-41 at this point. Yeah, the Axis are getting some really, really hefty points here.
Yeah, just very good penetrations around. Even though the Rev is starting to bring it up in terms of a tank game, it's not going to be enough. That Crocodile now rushing through in the middle here. Nothing to stop him because there's no Panther, no anti-tank guns. Very, very light in terms of army for Thomas.
I was going to say, it kind of feels like the end of a boxing match, you know, when both
Yep.
guys are exhausted, they have nothing left to throw at each other, it's kind of heaving those last kind of haymakers.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely feels like that, especially from the Rev side of things. And he has to be tired, man. This has been an incredible game already.
Yeah, it's very close through and through, all the way to the end here, which, you know, sometimes you get to like the 15-minute point of the match and you have a pretty good idea who's going to win. But this has been pretty back and forth with both sides, getting some very good kills, some very good aggression. But it's really just come down to Thomas grinding down the Rev till he really has nothing left.
Now, help me out with one thing. We are going to see there's a half track coming on in. That's a Pack 43 on the back of that, isn't it?
Yep.
That
Yep.
could be rather devastating. Depends on where he places it. And he's going dead center of the map with that.
Smart idea, because that can easily kill the Crocodile.
Never mind. He's moving down to the south. Oh, wait, never mind.
No, there we go.
Back and forth. There we go.
There we go, just trying to find a perfect spot.
Indeed. Indeed. And guys, this is actually another reason why you always use kind of a combination of forces here. You're seeing right now, both these Churchills are behind enemy lines, and really by themselves, they're controlling a huge amount of area. But what they are not doing is they're not taking the territory.
Nope. Because
Gotta make sure you have supporting infantry.
Yeah. And where he has no infantry to really help him out anymore. One Churchill does go down.
He did take out the mortar, though.
Yep. The Pack 43 is going to get the kill in a second.
Yep, there we go.
Yes, he does. The Churchill Crocodile is now the only thing really left, yeah, for the Southern Assault. And it can probably sneak up in that Pack 43.
But you see, the pack bone with the crocodile is moving out of the forest, off the road, it looks like. Maybe?
No, he's going down the
No,
road.
he's just attacking down the road.
Yeah. And if you look at the Pack 43's line of sight, it doesn't exactly have a good angle down the road, yeah. And I don't think it'll really be much of a good angle anywhere for him to place Pack 43 to get line of sight. So,
Yeah, at least not in time.
yeah. So maybe the Crocodile will get a flanking maneuver here, which would be rather amusing. Slowly.
That would be terrifying in many ways.
Yeah.
I imagine being on the receiving end of that flamethrower would be no fun whatsoever.
No, you know, he is only attack moving and not fast moving, which, if you're on the road right now, with only a minute left, I'd try to fast move ASAP.
But I mean, you can't fight that too much. And actually, we're going to see the Pack 43 is going to try to move down the road, but he's got an attack order on attack move order.
Yeah.
So it's really just a question. Okay, who's going to get set up first is the question.
Exactly.
They barely glimpse each other. 3, 2, 1. They both have 1 star, so I'm actually kind of shocked by this. There we go. And, yep, it's going to be a dead. Yep, there they go. There's the crocodile.
There's a croc.
And that's going to swing the territory right back into nearly a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is technically going to be coming down to a draw.
I believe that's correct. And that's, honestly, I'm okay with that. You know, there have been some games sometimes where their draws are just people just aren't fighting, but this was an incredible game to watch.
Yeah, it's really amazing. That late, like, Crocodile push pretty much saved the Rev from losing the match, because just gaining that ground in the middle for just a few minutes and also attacking up top really helped out, and that's going to be a good game all around.
What's the end score here? 876 to 1103. Officially, it's a draw. In my mind, it's a German victory. But
Yeah,
you know, I'm always
I'd
biased.
give you that's a 200-point advantage still. So I'd give you that to Thomas, but very good match from both sides. Just
Actually, what's
real
really
back and
incredible.
forth.
Check out the KD for this.
For in the kills or losses section.
Honestly, both. They're almost flat to each other. That's pretty incredible to me. I
Oh
don't know.
wow! Only a 30-point difference. That's pretty good.
Looking like we have some friendly fire on the Rev side of things as well.
Yep.
But taking a look at kills, 6-pounders doing incredible work against the early half tracks. Not surprising there.
That's like 2 platoons worth of half tracks.
Exactly.
From one
exactly.
6-pounder.
Well, then the Churchill 6, I think that was the guy up in the northern side as well, doing some good work. And the 17-pounders. This is what kept, I think, honestly, what kept the Rev in the game.
Exactly, in the northern section. If he didn't have those 17-pounders in position, that Panther G and the Ad Panther probably would have broke on through. Now
Tell me though,
losses.
take a look at the Thomas's side of things and tell me what kept him in the game.
The Mortar 3, definitely for sure. Definitely did a lot of work. Tripotion, 6-pounders, the Avra, infantry. Lovely little unit at Mortar 3, especially in A phase with the range advantage. It's a mobile pack 40, what's not to love. And apart from that, it's pretty even Stevens, Pioneers, and pack 43 getting a few good
Well,
kills.
and there is Bremer's Panther G that did take out 3 different Churchills. That might have actually stabilized the north as well.
Mm-hmm. That's,
And
that
then,
was,
yep.
that was a lot of Churchills this match. Not even a single like Challenger, which is another very useful unit because it does have a 17-pounder. It's a budget Firefly.
True, true. And I think we did see a Crusader coming on at the end, but the Crusader, of course, is more just an AA platform and
Yep.
anti-infantry more than anything else.
Yeah, it's not the Desert Army run like you saw, or during the Desert campaign. Yeah, it's just an AA version, but just a good match overall.
Indeed, indeed. Any kind of final words for this?
No, just I think reset all it needs to be said. Just solid play, and I do like seeing different division Ringhound being played because you don't see that all too often. And yeah, that's it from me.
All right, guys. That was a 40-minute draw, ever so barely, on Comment
Mm-hmm.
Les Avants between the Rev and Thomas Spiller. That's gonna do it from me today. This has been Con O'Rourke.
And I'm Rangru.
We'll see you guys all next time. Take it easy.
Take it easy.